In this video, we're going to talk about patterns and shapes and surface area. So before we talk about surface area, we have to talk about something called nets. And nets are just flattened out versions of three-dimensional shapes. So here I have a triangular pyramid as my first shape, triangular pyramid. You should be able to identify that by now. And this triangular pyramid, if we take all of the pieces apart and just flatten it out, will look like this net here. So let's see if we can identify the corresponding parts. So this triangle in the center here that I'm coloring in would be the same as the base of the triangular pyramid here, that the three-dimensional shape. And it's hard to see this because it is in 3 dimensions and I'm drawing in 2 dimensions, right? So that's kind of why we flatten out the net when we're trying to find surface area. And then each of the side surfaces of the pyramid are represented by these side triangles in the net. So hopefully you can see that. Again, it's hard to draw it in 2 dimensions. Let's take a look at this next shape here. This shape would be a square pyramid because the base of the pyramid, even though it looks like a rectangle here, is actually a square. It's just, again, that 2-dimension, 3-dimension thing that we're going through. And so over here, I have the net of this square pyramid, and you'll notice that here is the base, and then we have the sides, each represented by a triangle. So notice that in a pyramid, the side faces of the pyramid are going to be represented by triangles. And that's a little bit easier to see in the 2-dimensional net. However, the thing that differentiates our triangular pyramid from our square pyramid is going to be the shape of the base. Notice that our square pyramid, again, has a shape of the base that is square. Our triangular pyramid has a shape of the base that is a triangle. And because of that, also I want you to notice that there are 1, 2, 3 faces on the side of the pyramid, of the triangular pyramid, and 1, 2, 3, 4 faces on the side of the square pyramid. And of course, that would be the same with a rectangular pyramid. But they're all going to be the same shape, which is triangles, except for the bases. So let's take a look at another example of a net. And this one is a net of a cube. So in a cube, all of the faces of the cube and the base and the top are squares. So when we flatten it out, all of the sides, the shapes of the net are going to be squares as well. And we could flatten it out in a couple of different ways. So this little shape, it almost looks like Tetris, doesn't it? But this little shape here will fold up into a cube, and so will this little cross figure shape will fold up into a cube. And if you don't believe me, I'm posting these notes online, print one out and cut it out and try to make it into that shape. Or draw, try and, draw your own shape and see if it will fold into a cube. So play around with these shapes and hopefully you can start to see the connection between the net and the shape, the three-dimensional shape.